So I wanted to do a normal review of Lightbringer, and then I jacked up my face last night pretty bad, and I doubt you want to see me with a bunch of burst blood vessels, so moving on, Lightbringer Book 1, The Black Prism. I was recommended this book by a whole lot of people on my channel, and after the King Killer Chronicles, I tampered my expectations. I went in expecting nothing, and as a result, I have a new book that I absolutely love. The world that is built here is one of the most naturally built I've ever seen an author create. There's so little exposition dumps. It's just through character dialogue, tone, theme, and the already established things like the nobility and the magic system where the world just comes around naturally, which is just such a wonderful, refreshing thing to have in this series. This author has such control over character development that you never feel like in a scene it's just blatantly a character being explained to you, and it's never, oh, this is their backstory just dumped on you. It's naturally flows out through internal thoughts and occasionally actions and all kinds of things like that, but it always is handled masterfully. I had honestly only ever heard of this series in passing, but now characters like Gavin are definitely some of the most interesting within a series I've ever read. One of my few issues was with Kip. It's just how frequently the author felt the need to remind us that he was overweight. That's okay. I understand that it was a deep character trait of his that had ramifications on all of his actions and the way the world viewed him, and more importantly, how he viewed the world. But it should just seem like every single scene that Kip was in, there was at least one line about his weight. He is a great character, though. Kip is really well crafted and well-rounded, pun intended. And he interacts with other people in a very believable way for what his backstory is and what its implications are for his future. And the final character I want to talk about here is Karis. Now, this book actually handled, in my opinion, female characters very well. There was some sexualization of female characters, but it was equally men and women. And the sexualization of female characters was never just about, like, objectification for the point of just making a reader enjoy that, or just objectification for taking away from the female character in any way. It was about the situation they were in, and they reacted to it in a way that was usually very good and very stoic and actually helped build them as a stronger, more well-rounded character. So overall, I'm going to give character development and world building for Lightbringer a solid 10 out of 10. I have a hard time thinking of examples where it's done better. Now, for plot, I have almost as high praises to sing. It is a wonderful plot with all kinds of twists and turns. I was never able to predict anything within the Black Prism. Even the twists that in hindsight might have been kind of obvious, and due to me not paying attention, I didn't predict them. They were still fun, and they still worked. They were never felt unnecessary, and this is the highest praise I've probably ever given a book on my channel. Nothing ever felt like it was happening just to advance the plot. Everything felt like it served a point, a purpose, and the characters' actions made sense. And due to that, I'm going to give the plot a 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 until I read the next book and see where a lot of these things tie up. It just doesn't work that way for me rating a book. Overall, Lightbringer, one, I'm going to say it's probably one of the easiest to recommend books to anyone. It has so many things for so many people, even those who don't read fantasy. It is really high fantasy, which is wonderful to get into. And I'm going to give Lightbringer overall a solid 9 out of 10 and put an asterisk there for potential reviewing at a later date to bring it up to a 10 out of 10. I do believe that as plot threads go through multiple books, it would be unfair for me to give a book a 10 out of 10 at this point without seeing how those plot lines are actually going to be concluded after being built up in this book. That being said, if you were one of the people who recommended this book to me personally, thank you. I really did enjoy it, and this is going to be a series that I do finish. And I am officially announcing right now I am no longer reading the King Killer Chronicles. I found it to be way too cringy, way too weird, and just made me physically uncomfortable reading it. So I will not be going in back to that, but I will be gladly going forward with this series. And I'm debating on whether or not to do another movie review for Wonder Woman, because I have a whole lot to say about that movie. Some negative, some great. and the next Wheel of Time video is coming down the road soon. All that being said, I hope you had a great day. Thank you very much. And as every YouTuber ever says, please like and subscribe if you have not already. God, I hate I have to say that. And I hope you have a great day. Peace.